We bring you lots of pundits on this show, even in one case, fake pundits. But this is the first time I think we brought aspiring pundits. These are the two finalists in the Washington Post's America's Next Great Pundit Contest. Joining us from Boston is Zeba Khan, and here in Washington with us on set is Kevin Huffman. And Zeba, let's start with you. Sarah Palin in the news a lot last week. A good thing or a bad thing for the Republican Party that she's getting as much press as she has?
I mean, I think for the overall Republican Party, I'm hoping for new leadership, to be honest. I know she's a dynamic person. She attracts a lot of people, and she definitely brings crowds in. I think that there's room for other opinions in the Republican Party to step up, and I think there's a opening for leadership there that I hope someone else takes up.
And do you see any sort of unsung heroes or new faces, names that you want to throw into that leadership vacuum that you say?
Well, I mean, I was initially interested in Bobby Jindal, for example, governor of Louisiana. I don't think he did a great job after the State of the Union address last time around. I think if he polished up a bit, I think he might be someone who could come out as a new face in the Republican Party. That
Kevin, is this a dynamic the Republicans should embrace? The populism that's out there, the Tea Parties, or is there a danger of a backlash?
Well, I think they can embrace it short term, but long term they need some intellectual underpinning. You think back to '94 and what helped them storm to victory. It wasn't just Democratic failings. It was that they had a contract with America. They had an actual set of principles, and I think that's what's lacking right now.
I want to turn to the Democrats for a second, Kevin, if I could. The Thanksgiving dinner plate at President Obama's house seems to be quite full. He's got massive problems in terms of deficits and debt. He's got a party that's ready to revolt on Afghanistan if he surges a significant number of troops in, and obviously healthcare has been this major battle. What do you think the Obama administration sort of took on that perhaps should have waited to a different point and that their plate got a little too full?
Well, I don't know that their plate is too full. I think they took on what they had to take on. They inherited an awfully big mess overseas and domestically. And a lot of these things intertwine. I mean, David Obey is right that you cannot spend endlessly both overseas and at home. And so tough choices are going to have to be made. I don't think they had the choice. I don't think they had the option of ducking some of these issues.
Zeba, what does President Obama have to do now on his top priority on health care? We've seen the divisions play out in the Senate, even in the wake of the vote on Saturday. Does he need to get more clear? Does he need to put down some more markers? Does he need to start whipping some people into shape up in the Senate?
I think you might want to start with doing some more educating of the public, to tell you the truth. I think a lot of the public doesn't really understand all of the bills and all the different things coming out, and I think that government in general needs to be doing a better job, instead of sort of infighting and bickering about the bills and the proposals, doing a better job of just educating the public, who can then, help make decisions as well.
Kevin, you're in this contest at the Washington Post to be America's Next Great Pundit. Do you not think there are enough of them?
Oh, I think there are plenty of pundits, but I think there's always room for some new voices. And hopefully what Zeba and I are bringing to the table is maybe something slightly different than what you get right now.
Which is what?
Well, I think we have a different perspective from not having been in the political class and establishment for the last 10 or 20 years. I think it's good to bring people from the outside.
Zeba, too many pundits, too few pundits? What do you think?
I think there are quite a few, definitely. But like Kevin said, I think that there's value in bringing different voices. Myself, I'm a Midwestern girl, and actually Kevin is too, from the Midwest. And having diverse backgrounds, I think that's something that we don't see with our pundits. So I think that there's value in that.
Zeba, do you have a favorite pundit out there, one that you aspire to sort of fill the shoes of?
Good question. I think Eugene Robinson's pretty great at the Post.
What do you think? What kind of pundit would you be like, Kevin?
Well, I'm not sure, but my favorite pundit right now is David Brooks, because even though I don't agree with him politically usually, he always makes me think. He makes me question my assumptions. He makes me step back and look at where I'm coming from, and I think that's what good pundits should do.
You're supposed to say us, both of you guys. You should know that. When you're asked those questions,
we're all for this contest, so it doesn't affect our job
always
security.
Loaded questions.
Yeah. We're amateurs. We're doing our best.
But briefly, we'll put a couple amateurs on the spot. Good Morning America has an opening for anchor. Who should it be? Tell us right now, Zeba.
Me?
All right, Kevin, what do you think? GMA?
You know, Stephanopoulos is great, but I'd hate to see him leave. Maybe he could do both.
Oh, God, imagine that schedule. All right, Zeva Khan and Kevin Uppin, thanks for being here, and good luck. You can
Thanks
vote
so much.
online at WashingtonPost.com
Thank you.
up through 8 o'clock Eastern Time tonight. One of you will be America's next great top pundit.
Congratulations to you both,
Thank
and
you
good
so
luck
much.
with the contest. Thanks for being here. That
Thanks
does it
so
for this
much.
edition of Top Line. Be sure to click us on again tomorrow.
And it's twitter.com/TheNote. Remember, do vote for one of these guys or both these guys or whatever, however you can vote. It's WashingtonPost.com.
Early and often.
Oh, you know.